Don't forget to like, subscribe, and be sure to share this with someone else. So we're going to dive into each aspect of our physical health. Not physical health, but we're going to talk about physical health today. Our overall health, I should say. And someone probably saw my hands leave my steering wheel. I'm going to try to leave them on here. And everybody's going to freak out for my life. As they say, don't drink and drive. Don't take your hands off your steering wheel and drive. To be well in communication and speech class. To use my hands. Not right now, it doesn't. Let's get into one of the aspects. Reminder, we have your mental health, your spiritual health, your emotional health, and your physical health. So let's talk about the aspect of your health that I definitely, considering what I do for a living, we're going to talk about physical health first. So your physical health, of course, will affect each and every other aspect of your health. And really to effectively do something with your physical health, kind of not go completely over everything I've said before, but sleep is going to be utterly important to improve, to get quality sleep. You're also going to want to manage your stress. That is definitely something I have continually to learn. Is a humongous piece to your physical well-being. And of course, diet, nutrition, and exercise are big pieces to the puzzle. So we know that these 4 pieces are greatly going to affect and be effective as things that you work on towards your improving your physical health. Let's think of, with the physical health, a little bit more into some of the nuances of just daily life and creating better habits around these 4 aspects and around just improving your health. So you want to create a nightly routine. I think something that helped me is to kind of create a better environment for good sleep. What do I mean by that? So if, let's say, there's lights potentially in your place that you like, maybe if you live with someone else or wherever the situation is, say there's lights or potentially maybe street lights or whatever it is that kind of gets into your place. One thing, and 2, depending on your sleep time, this would be very useful, is having like blackout shades. Very, very useful, especially if you're someone who sleeps has to do like does overnight shift, has to sleep during time when the sun is out. Or maybe you live in a state like Alaska or somewhere where the time of light is longer durations, so you need to block out that. Of course, you can wear like an eye mask. That could also be very useful. Something else could really set your environment better for during sleep is to try to have, like, if you're going to have light potentially inside, then try to have like things like a salt lamp or something that's not going to be normal fluorescent lights. Maybe a different color lighting. Think of a red or orange lighting would be a lot better. Of course, if you're willing to go just go straight, no light at all within your place when it's time for bed, within that, again, setting that situation of an hour before, that'd be ideal. As well as making sure you, of course, your I don't know if anybody's ever had to sleep on the floor, but making it to where you're comfortable. You don't want to have, like, because some people prefer like a little bit more firm, a little bit more cushion. So definitely a on taking care of your environment, being your surface, the lighting, depending on if there's noise situations, like maybe you live near like a fire station, a police station, noisy city, setting yourself up for success with maybe noise canceling headphones, white noise you can use. There's this company, it's called Brain FM. They also have ones that can help calm you and get you into a sleep situation. You can use that as well to really set the stage. And of course, with stress, I know we've talked about stress management is definitely going to be key. If you can reduce the stress to help throughout the day, and of course throughout your ability to help recover. Because think of having too much stress is going to impede on everything. It's going to impede on sleep, which is really going to impede on your recovery, your ability to recover. It's going to impede on the work capacity that you can handle within a workout. It's going to impede on your diet. Your body has a higher chance of inflammation, a higher chance of having digestive issues. So reducing stress is a very big precedence to help your health, especially since we're talking about the physical health. I can attest, because I've dealt with like acid reflux issues, and having higher stress definitely makes that worse. As well as I've noticed my workouts have to be kind of tailored and flow based on the stress of the day or the stress of the week. And kind of getting into the other aspects is that nutrition, really trying to find foods that's not going to make you as inflamed, reducing the inflammation, foods that are going to be, of course, beneficial to your body, but also have some form of a little bit of an enjoyment. I'll dive into that a little bit, is the enjoyment. I'll use myself for example. I really enjoy blueberries, not necessarily because of the taste. I do enjoy the taste, but more so because of what I know the food is doing for me. So blueberries are known has a property of being a very antioxidant, or rather anti-inflammatory, really. So it's a very useful tool for myself. It helps with my immune system as well. So I think of the benefits of the food. It's kind of changing your relationship with your food, not just thinking about how it tastes and all the other various different enjoyments of food, but that as well. Thinking about what the food's going to do for you. And then moving into the physical fitness side, as I've kind of talked about, I definitely believe that strength training is king if we're going to hit most goals for the exercise. But you want to think of exercise that's not going to push your stress too much. Once again, we want to try to avoid as much possible overtraining, because that is just going to be counterintuitive. That's a lot of times one of the reasons why I kind of reinforce the thought of strength training. Not that cardiovascular exercise is going to be inherently bad, but it has a higher chance of running more stress and heavier impact on that. Another thing that can really be useful is including exercise like walking and throughout your day and daily activity, because that definitely has a calming effect. It also has a benefit for increasing steps, increasing your cardiovascular work, improving the chances of whether it's weight loss goals or whatever it may be. Walking is such a more easier for most people that some people consider it not exercise, but it truly is. And it's a very useful tool that can be used for pretty much anyone. And of course, with each of these aspects, improving that physical well-being is definitely going to be very, very, very important. We want to think of everything as a flow too. So know that ebbs and flow of life. So when you're having a more stressful situation or part of life, you can think of just any major stress, whether that's, again, pregnancy to early stages of the child's life where you're trying to adapt with their sleep routine, to having a divorce, getting married, a death in the family, moving, a potential financial crisis, some form of major stressors would definitely be something that you would want to adjust to. For example, I have a client who recently started her college, her time at college. Brain just decided, speaking of mental parts too. Yep, the brain fart in my head. She started college, and it's her first year, and that's another stressor. Even though adults who have already done it can look back and compare that potentially to some of theirs, like, oh, that's not really, but that is a major stressor because it's a major change in your structure of your life. So what we did for her training is we adjusted to reduce the stress at the very beginning. As she acclimated herself to her routine at school, we were able to up the intensity of the workouts. So you really do have to ebb and flow throughout your life. For example, myself, as I try to adjust with my workouts based on what's going on. So right now, current environment is where I'm running a business, of course. Started doing this, working also a full-time job, and as well, we're trying to do some things in my personal life with my wife and myself, with some of the stuff we're doing. Just definitely other stressors will change, and you should change and adapt based on that. And of course, time ebbs and flow of life will change, so don't think that there's not going to be a chance that you can potentially up or increase your workouts if you're someone who's freaking out about that. So those are different things to think about when it comes to physical well-being. As mentioned before, there's definitely going to be intricately connected with the mental health, the spiritual health, and your emotional well-being, which we'll dive into a little bit more specifically.